Hi, I'm Chris, and this is the verse of the day, Romans 8:28. And we know that God causes everything to work together for the good of those who love God and are called according to his purpose for them. Did you know that as a believer, God has a promise set before you that whatever you go through in life, he will cause to work for your good? So Jesus promised us that we would have problems in this life. He never told us it was going to be easy. He said we were going to walk through all kinds of difficulties. But here we have a promise from God that no matter what you ever go through, he will find a way to make it benefit your life. In Genesis 50, verse 20, we have a story in Genesis 50 of Joseph, who was sold into slavery by his brothers. They were going to kill him. He ended up becoming a prisoner. Long story short, he ended up becoming the second most powerful person on the planet. God had a calling on his life. When he was a kid, he told his brothers a little too much about his calling that God showed him in a vision. And they got jealous and tried to ruin him over it. But God had a promise. He had a plan for his life. And he found a way to use the betrayal, the prison, everything that he went through all those years for his good. God always had a plan to exalt him and make him the second in command in Egypt. Although it doesn't actually say that, we don't actually know in the beginning of the story what God's plan was exactly for him. But we know that one way or another, God was going to put him in a position of power. Now, his brothers tried to ruin that. No matter what they did, no matter what anybody else ever did, Joseph, in the end, still ended up in a position of power. We don't know if it was exactly what God had in mind, but we know that God used this word that was later to come in Romans. He caused everything to work together for his good. So while his life looked over, and for years it looked like God's promise wasn't coming to pass, God found a way to work everything he had ever been through. He used the betrayal to teach him some character. He developed him while he was in prison. It said that Joseph remained faithful, and God's favor was on him. Even though he was in prison, he was favored by God, and God caused all of the hardships to work together for his good according to God's purpose for his life. So, if you're going through something, God has a way of taking everything that you're going through and making it all work together so that whatever his plans for your life are will still come to pass. So when you're going through something, just remember this. Highlight verse 8:28 in Romans. And we know that God causes everything, good or bad, to work together for the good of those who love God and are called according to his purpose for them. If you're a believer, God has a purpose for you. Whatever you go through, God will find a way to use all the bad for good. Trust him, stay faithful in it like Joseph, and you'll see his plans for your life prosper. God bless.